Hi everyone, welcome you all to my new lecture on dimensional analysis. In the last lecture, we have seen how to do dimensional analysis using Rayleigh method, and this video will give you a brief about how to use Buckingham-Pi theorem for doing dimensional analysis. Before I am getting to solve the problem, let me explain what is Buckingham-Pi theorem. So Buckingham-Pi theorem states that if there are n variables in a physical phenomenon, that is, a physical phenomenon or a problem has n number of variables, and if these variables contain m fundamental dimensions, that is m, l, t, then the variables are arranged into n minus m, then the variables are arranged into n minus m dimensionless terms, so that each term is called pi term. I am assuming that my problem has 6 number of variables, that is 6 number of independent variables. Now you know the fundamental variables are m, l, t. So the number of fundamental variables is m equal to 3 and the variables n equal to 6. Then you can form that problem into n minus m, that is 6 minus 3, 3 dimensionless terms, that is 3 pi terms. Those 3 pi terms has to be solved in order to get the final result. As like in the problem of Rayleigh method, consider an variable x1. This variable is depends on x2, x3, x4 and so on, xn, that is number of variables. Now in the next step, this equation can be written as function of x1, x2, x3 up to xn equal to 0. Then in the next step, what you have to do is you have to find the number of variables n. So then you have to find the number of fundamental variables n. Then it is easy to find out n minus m. So if it is n minus m is some value, then this equation can be formed into n minus m number of pi terms, that is pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 up to pi of n minus m, which is equal to 0. This will be the final answer. This each pi term can be expressed as pi 1 equal to, so here I am taking f x2, x3, x4 as repeating variables. So x2 power a1, x3 power b1, x3 power, x4 power c1. So similarly, pi 2 equal to x2 power a2, x3 power b2, x4 power c2, and pi 3 equal to x2 power a3, x3 power b3, x4 power c3. Then the remaining variables like x1, x5, x6 has to be put here, x1, x5, x6. Now similar to the Rayleigh method, you have to solve this equation and find out the values of a1, b1, c1. Substitute it here, you can find the pi term. Similarly, you can find the pi 2 term, pi 3 term. Then substitute all these pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 terms here, you will get a final equation. So if I take a problem and explain it, it will be very simple to you. In the problem, before you form the pi term, you have to select the repeating variables. Here I am explaining the procedure to select the repeating variables. So in any problem, you have to choose, you must choose three repeating variables. The first repeating variable should be a geometric property like length, diameter, or the value of head, or the value of height. The second select repeating variable should be a flow property, that is velocity or acceleration. The third property, that is the third repeating variable, should be a fluid property, that is viscosity, density, specific weight, like fluid property. In a single problem, there may be two geometric properties like length and diameter may be given. Similarly, in a problem, there may be two fluid properties like viscosity and density may be given. So there, it is important you should select the most appropriate property repeating variable. That is, in case if you take a problem of turbulent flow, then for a turbulent flow, the density of the fluid is the dominant parameter. So you have to choose the density as the repeating variable. For some problem, it will be given as viscous flow. So in a viscous flow, you have to choose the viscosity as the repeating variable. Maybe in some problems, the geometric properties like length and diameter, both properties may be given as affecting parameters. There also you must choose which parameter is dominant one. In some problem, the length may be the dominant parameter. In some problem, diameter will be the dominant property. It depends on the problem given. In the problem itself, sometimes it will be given the velocity where it depends on the value of h. So there you have to select the h as the repeating variables. Similarly, in some problem it will be given as the pressure difference in a pipe of diameter d. So there you have to choose the diameter d as the repeating variable. Similarly, in the problem itself, that a clue will be given to select the repeating variables. As I already mentioned, if it is a turbulent flow, you should choose density as the repeating variable. If it is a viscous flow, then the viscosity has to be chosen as repeating variables. In most of the cases, the density will be the repeating variable. So now let me take a problem and explain you in detail about how to solve the problem. As a first problem, I took a problem of finding the efficiency of a fan. Now the efficiency, so I am taking problem 1. The efficiency of a fan depends on number 1 density, number 2 viscosity, number 3 angular velocity omega, number 4 diameter, and discharge value. Now, as per the procedure, you have to write the equation f of eta, density, viscosity, angular velocity, diameter, q, which is equal to 0. Now you have to find out the value of n. So the value of n here is, there are 6 variables, so n equal to 6. Then the value of m equal to, in most of the cases, it will be 3. That is the number of fundamental variables. Now n minus m equal to 3. So there will be 3 pi terms, pi 1, pi 2, pi 3. Then the final equation will be f of pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 equal to 0. Now you have to write the pi terms, that is pi 1, pi 2, pi 3. So in order to write the pi terms, you must choose the repeating variables first. So repeating variables. Here I already mentioned you that there are 6 variables. You should choose 3 repeating variables. The first repeating variable must be geometric property. Here the geometric properties given are diameter. That is the only geometric property given. So the first repeating variable must be diameter. The second repeating variable should be a flow property, that is velocity or acceleration. Here the angular velocity is given. So second repeating variable is angular velocity. And the third repeating variable must be a fluid property like viscosity or density. Since the fan The fan problem mostly depends on whether it is turbulent flow or laminar flow. So since the flow is not a viscous flow, you have to choose density as the repeating variable. So once you choose the repeating variables, you have to write it here like this: d omega rho, d power a1 b1 c1. Similarly, d power a2 omega power b2 rho power c2, d power a3 omega power b3 rho power c3. Then the remaining variables are eta, mu, discharge. So you just put it here: eta, mu, discharge. This is how you have to write the pi terms. Once you write these pi terms, then it will be very similar to the Rayleigh method. Now I am taking the first pi term, that is pi 1 term. So what I am going to do is I have to write the first pi term in the MLT system. So the term pi is a dimensionless number. So in the left hand side, since it is pi 1, you have to write m power 0, l power 0, t power 0, since it is a dimensionless number. In the right hand side, the first term is diameter. So diameter represented by L. So L power a1. And the second term is angular velocity. Angular velocity can be written as t power minus 1 to the whole power b1. And the next term is density. Density is written as ml minus 3 to the power c1. Then in the outside you have efficiency. Efficiency again is a dimensionless number, so you have to write m power m power 0, l power 0, t power 0. Now power of m term, you must be very familiar with that. Power of m term, in the right hand side, in the left hand side it is 0, in the right hand side it is, here it is 0, here it is 0, here m power c1. So c1 equal to 0. c1 equal to 0. That is the first find out. Then next step is power of L. So in the left hand side, power of L equal to 0. And in the right hand side, power of L is here a1. Here there is no L term. Here L power minus 3. So minus 3 c1. So here it is 0. So a minus 3c1. So already we find out c1 equal to 0. Then a1 also becomes 0. So next one, power of t. So in the left hand side it is 0. The right hand side it is minus b1 minus 3. I'm sorry, there is no t term. So b1 also equal to 0. So now you should substitute this a1, b1, c1 value here in the first pi term. So you will get pi 1 equal to t power 0, omega power 0, rho power 0 into eta. So you will get pi 1 equal to eta. Then now you have to take pi 2 term. Similarly, so pi 2 term has to be written with MLT system. So for pi 2 it is m power 0, l power 0, t power 0, since it is a dimensionless term. So here l power a2, t power minus 1 to the power b2, m l power minus 3 to the power of c2. So in the outside it is viscosity. So the MLT system of the viscosity is m l power minus 1, t power minus 1. Here first the power of m. Power of m in the left hand side it is 0. In the right hand side it is c2 here and here plus 1. So c2 equal to minus 1. This is the first find out. And the next step, you have to choose the power of L. So in the left hand side it is 0 is equal to A2, here minus 3C2, here it is minus 1. Now substitute the C2 value here, you will get minus of 1 in plus 3. So A2 plus 3 minus 1. So it is A2 plus 2. So A2 equal to minus 2. Then consider the power of t. So here it is 0, which is equal to, here it is minus b2 minus 1 here. So b2 equal to minus 1. So now substitute a2, b2, c2 value in pi 2 term. So pi 2 equal to d power a2 minus 2, omega power b2 is minus 1, rho power c2 is minus 1, then into mu. So you will get mu divided by d squared omega rho. So this is pi 2 term. So this is pi 1 term. In the same way, you can find out the pi 3 term. The pi 3 term will be q divided by d squared omega. Once you find out the pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 value, you have to substitute the pi 1, pi 3, pi 2, pi 3 value in the equation written above, that is f of pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 equal to 0. In this equation you have to substitute the value of pi 1, pi 2, pi 3. So here f of pi 1 value is eta, pi 2 value is mu divided by d squared rho omega, and q divided by d squared omega equal to 0. So in the problem you are asked to find out the efficiency. So you take the efficiency outside. So efficiency will be the function of mu by d squared rho omega, q divided by d squared omega. That's all.